You know what's wild? People will spend months debating which car to buy, reading forums, watching reviews, stressing over every detail, and somehow still overlook the one car that has been quietly doing everything right for longer than most of its competitors have even existed. I'm talking about Mercedes-Benz. And before you say anything, yes, I know. You've heard the jokes. You've heard people say it stands for money, every repair cost, every day ends soon. You've heard the horror stories. And look, I get it. But here's what those people are missing. The Mercedes sitting in a driveway in 2026 is not the same car as the one that gave people headaches 15 years ago, not even close. Because right now, Mercedes is building machines that are genuinely, provably, impressively reliable. We're talking owners hitting 200, 250, even 300,000 miles on the same drivetrain. We're talking cabins that still feel tight and refined years down the road. We're talking about a car that doesn't just look expensive, it actually holds its quality over time in a way that most luxury brands completely fail to do. And the crazy part, a lot of people still don't know this. They're sleeping on Mercedes because of a reputation that no longer reflects reality. They're choosing lesser cars, less comfortable, less refined, less impressive because nobody told them the truth. Well, that's what today is for. We're going through the 10 most reliable cars you can buy in 2026, and Mercedes has earned its spot in this conversation. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which models to trust, what to look for, and why the three-pointed star might just be the smartest decision you make this year. Let's get into it. Before we get into number 10, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Every single week, I put out content that saves car buyers real money, and I'd hate for you to miss the next one. And if you've got a friend who's shopping for a car right now, send this video their way. You might just save them from a very expensive mistake. Now let's get into it. Kicking things off at number 10, we have a name that should surprise absolutely nobody, the Honda Accord. The Accord has been around since 1976, and there's a reason it keeps showing up on reliability lists year after year. Honda has spent decades engineering consistency into this car, and it shows. The 2026 Accord is a mid-size sedan that manages to feel premium without the premium price tag, and that's a combination that's genuinely hard to pull off. Under the hood, you're getting Honda's hybrid powertrain as the standout option. A 2.0-liter four-cylinder paired with two electric motors producing around 204 horsepower. What that means in the real world is smooth, confident acceleration and fuel economy that hovers around 44 miles per gallon combined. That's exceptional for a mid-size sedan, and it means you're spending a whole lot less at the pump than the guy in the lane next to you. Where the Accord really earns its reputation is in the long haul. Owners regularly report hitting 200,000 miles with nothing more than routine maintenance. The engine and transmission are known to be bulletproof when you keep up with oil changes, and the hybrid system has proven to be far less troublesome than skeptics predicted when it first launched. The battery degradation rate is low, the regenerative braking reduces wear on the physical brake pads, and the overall drivetrain holds up remarkably well. Interior quality is solid, the tech is intuitive, and Honda Sensing, the driver assistance suite, comes standard across all trims, which is a big deal when you think about long-term safety. Repair costs are also very reasonable, parts are widely available, and most independent mechanics are fully comfortable working on an Accord, so you're not locked into paying dealership prices. If you want a reliable family car that'll serve you well for a decade without drama, the Honda Accord absolutely belongs on your shortlist. Coming in at number 9 is one of the most underrated cars on this entire list, the Mazda CX-5. Mazda doesn't get nearly enough credit in reliability conversations, and that's honestly a shame because the CX-5 consistently ranks among the best compact SUVs money can buy. Consumer Reports has given it top marks for predicted reliability, and owner surveys back that up with very few reported problems across the board. The 2026 CX-5 comes with a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine producing 187 horsepower in the base configuration. And if you step up to the turbocharged version, you're looking at 256 horsepower. That turbo engine gives you a genuinely fun driving experience, which is something a lot of SUVs in this segment completely fail to deliver. What makes the CX-5 stand out from a reliability standpoint, is Mazda's philosophy around engineering. They don't chase trend, they focus on refining what works, and the result is a mechanically simple, well-put-together vehicle that doesn't give owners headaches. The transmission is smooth, the all-wheel drive system is competent without being overcomplicated, and the interior materials feel a cut above what you'd expect at this price point. Fuel economy is respectable, around 25 city and 31 highway, and maintenance costs are among the lowest in the compact SUV class. Mazda's warranty coverage is solid, and the CX-5 holds its value better than most of its competitors, which matters when the time comes to sell or trade. If you're in the market for an SUV and you haven't seriously looked at the Mazda CX-5, you're doing yourself a disservice. Number 8 on our list is the Subaru Outback, and this one earns its spot in a very specific way. The Outback is not the flashiest vehicle. It doesn't have the most powerful engine, but it is one of the most practical, dependable, all-weather vehicles you can buy. And for a huge segment of car buyers, that's exactly what they need. Symmetrical all-wheel drive comes standard on every Outback, not as an option, not as an upgrade, standard. And that AWD system has a deserved reputation for being genuinely effective in snow, rain, and rough terrain without being overly complicated or expensive to maintain. For anyone who deals with harsh winters or rural roads, this is a massive practical advantage. The 2026 Outback pairs its 2.5-liter four-cylinder with a continuously variable transmission that works well with the engine's character. It's not exciting, but it's smooth and durable. The turbocharged XT variant gives you a bit more punch if you need it. Ground clearance is higher than most wagons and crossovers. EyeSight driver assistance technology is standard and genuinely impressive, and the cargo space is among the best in class. For families, adventurers, or anyone who just needs a car that can handle whatever life throws at it, the Outback is a very safe investment. Long-term reliability is strong. Head gaskets were a concern on older Subaru models, but that issue has been thoroughly addressed in modern vehicles. Current Outback owners report far fewer major mechanical issues, and the car tends to age gracefully when properly maintained. Solid, sensible, and built to last, that's the Outback in a nutshell. At number 7, we've got one that might surprise a few people, the Kia Telluride. Not long ago, Kia was the budget option, the car you bought when you couldn't afford anything better. That era is over. The Telluride is a full-size 3-row SUV that competes directly with the Hyundai Palisade, Honda Pilot, and Toyota Highlander. And by many measures, it beats them. It won Motor Trend's SUV of the Year when it launched and continued impressing critics and owners alike year after year. In 2026, the Telluride is still a benchmark in its class for quality, space, and value. The powertrain is a 3.8-liter V6 producing 291 horsepower, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. That combination is smooth, responsive, and well-proven. It tows up to 5,000 pounds when properly equipped, which gives it genuine utility beyond just the school run. Interior space is genuinely impressive. Third-row seating is actually usable by adults, which is not something you can say about every 3-row SUV. The materials feel premium, the tech is well integrated, and visibility is excellent. From a reliability standpoint, the Telluride has maintained strong scores in long-term studies. Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty is one of the best in the industry, and that speaks to Hyundai Kia Group's confidence in their engineering. Ownership costs are reasonable, and the car holds its resale value far better than critics predicted when it first launched. If you need a big family SUV and you want it to last, the Telluride deserves a serious look. Stepping into the premium lane at number 6, the Lexus RX. If reliability is your absolute top priority and you have the budget to stretch into the luxury segment, the Lexus RX is the car for you. Lexus has consistently ranked at or near the top of every major reliability study for decades, and the RX is their best-selling model, meaning it's the one they've had the most time to perfect. The 2026 RX is available in several powertrain configurations, with the hybrid version, the RX 350h, being particularly noteworthy. That hybrid system delivers around 246 horsepower combined and an EPA-estimated fuel economy in the low to mid-30s, depending on conditions. For a luxury SUV, those are outstanding numbers. What you get inside the RX is everything you'd expect from a Toyota-backed luxury brand. Premium materials, a serene ride quality, a quiet cabin, and technology that works without fuss. The infotainment system has been significantly improved in recent years, and now feels properly modern without being overcomplicated. The real story with the Lexus RX, though, is the long game. These vehicles are known to run well past 200,000 miles with proper maintenance. The hybrid battery system is extraordinarily reliable. Lexus hybrid batteries have one of the lowest failure rates of any hybrid in the industry. And because the hybrid system uses regenerative braking, your brake pads last significantly longer than they would on a conventional vehicle. Maintenance costs are higher than a Toyota Camry, but lower than German alternatives. And the peace of mind you get from owning a Lexus is worth something. If you want luxury and you want it to last, RX is the answer. Halfway through our list at number 5, the Honda CR-V Hybrid. The CR-V has been one of America's best-selling SUVs for years, and the hybrid version takes everything that made it great and makes it genuinely better, more efficient, smoother, quieter, and just as durable as the conventional model. The 2026 CR-V Hybrid pairs a 2.0-liter Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder engine with 2 electric motors for a combined output of 204 horsepower. Fuel economy comes in at around 40 miles per gallon combined, which for a compact SUV is outstanding. That's money staying in your pocket every single time you fill up. Honda's hybrid system in the CR-V operates differently from most. It functions more like a series hybrid in many driving situations, meaning the electric motors do more of the heavy lifting, especially around town. That results in a very smooth, almost EV-like feel in stop-and-go traffic, and it significantly reduces wear on the engine. Cargo space is generous, rear passenger room is class competitive, and the overall build quality is exactly what you'd expect from Honda. The CR-V consistently scores well in reliability surveys and has a strong track record for low repair frequency. Total cost of ownership is where this car truly shines. Between the fuel savings, the lower brake wear from regenerative braking, and Honda's known mechanical reliability, owners frequently find that the CR-V Hybrid costs them significantly less to run over 5 to 7 years than a comparable non-hybrid competitor. This is a thoughtful, practical, money-smart choice, and it's one that will keep paying off for a long time. At number 4, a name synonymous with reliability, the Toyota Camry Hybrid. The Camry doesn't need much of an introduction. It has been one of the best-selling cars in America for decades, and the hybrid version represents the best it's ever been. In 2026, the Camry Hybrid is sharper looking, more tech-forward, and, critically, still as bulletproof as ever. Toyota's hybrid system is the most battle-tested in the industry. They've been refining it since the late 90s, and it shows. The system is smooth, reliable, and has a proven track record of longevity that no competitor can match. Battery replacements on Camry hybrids are uncommon, and when they do happen, they're far more affordable than owners of other hybrid vehicles typically face. The 2026 Camry Hybrid produces around 225 combined horsepower and delivers fuel economy in the high 40s to low 50s, depending on driving conditions. That's almost as efficient as some dedicated economy cars in a mid-size sedan with a comfortable, spacious interior. Ride quality is smooth, the cabin is well insulated, and the suite of Toyota Safety Sense driver assistance features comes standard. Automatic emergency braking, lane departure alert, adaptive cruise control, all of it. Long-term, the Camry Hybrid is one of the least expensive cars to own when you account for fuel, maintenance, and repairs over a 10-year period. Multiple studies have placed it at the very top of that category, and the real-world data from hundreds of thousands of owners backs it up. If you want the most proven, most reliable, most cost-effective sedan on the market, the Camry Hybrid is a very strong argument. Cracking the top 3 at number 3, the Toyota Tacoma. The Tacoma occupies a unique position in the automotive world. It is the undisputed king of the mid-size pickup truck segment, and it has held that crown for so long that its resale value is almost legendary. Used Tacomas hold their value better than almost any other vehicle on the market, and there's a simple reason for that. People know these trucks last. The 2026 Tacoma has received meaningful updates. A new turbocharged 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine replaces the old V6, and it delivers more torque with better fuel efficiency. There's also a new hybrid option pairing, that turbo engine with an electric motor for even more low-end grunt and improved economy. Off-road capability is where the Tacoma has always built its reputation. The TRD Off-Road and TRD Pro trims are genuinely capable machines that can go places most SUVs and crossovers wouldn't dare attempt. But even the base SR trim is a thoroughly competent daily driver that can handle light to moderate off-road use without breaking a sweat. From a reliability standpoint, the Tacoma's track record is exceptional. These trucks are driven hard by contractors, off-roaders, overlanders, and weekend warriors, and they keep coming back for more. High-mileage Tacomas are common. Toyota 4Runner. The 4Runner is in a league of its own. While the rest of the SUV market has moved toward car-based unibody construction for smoother rides and better fuel economy, the 4Runner has stayed true to its body-on-frame roots, and in doing so, it has built an almost cult-like following of owners who wouldn't trade it for anything. The 2026 4Runner has been significantly updated with new powertrains, including a twin-turbocharged V6 and hybrid options, but the formula remains the same: a proper, truck-based SUV that can genuinely go anywhere and genuinely last forever. That's not an exaggeration. 4Runner owners routinely hit 200,000, 300,000, even 400,000 miles. The forums are full of them. Toyota's commitment to mechanical durability in this vehicle is almost old-fashioned in the best possible way. They've refused to sacrifice longevity for trend, and the market has rewarded them for it. Ground clearance is massive, towing capacity is strong, the multi-link rear suspension can absorb serious abuse, and the overall structural integrity of a body-on-frame SUV simply outlasts a unibody equivalent in demanding conditions. Interior comfort isn't the 4Runner's strongest suit. It's a truck-based SUV, not a luxury vehicle. But for owners who prioritize durability, capability, and sheer staying power, the trade-off is more than worth it. Resale value is extraordinary. A well-maintained 4Runner from 15 years ago still commands serious money. That tells you everything you need to know about how the market values these vehicles. If you want the most dependable SUV on the planet, the 4Runner makes an overwhelming case. And at the very top of our list at number 1, the car that started a revolution, the Toyota Prius. Before you click away, hear me out. Because if you're serious about reliability, if you're serious about long-term cost of ownership, and if you're serious about making a financially smart decision, the Toyota Prius in 2026 is one of the most compelling cars you can buy. Full stop. Toyota completely reinvented the Prius in recent years. The new generation is genuinely sporty-looking, low, wide, aggressive. Nobody is going to laugh at you for driving one anymore. And what's under the skin is even more impressive. The 2026 Prius comes standard as a hybrid with a 2.0-liter four-cylinder and 2 electric motors producing a combined 194 horsepower. The plug-in Prime version bumps that to 220 horsepower and adds an electric-only range that, for most daily commuters, means going days between gas station visits. Fuel economy on the standard hybrid is around 57 miles per gallon combined. On the Prime, if you're topping up at home and doing mostly shorter trips, your real-world fuel cost can be extraordinarily low. Many owners report equivalent figures well over 100 miles per gallon. But here's what really matters: reliability. The Toyota Prius has one of the most proven hybrid systems on the planet. Original first-generation Priuses from the early 2000s are still on the road with their original batteries. That's over 20 years on a hybrid battery, in many cases. The technology has only improved since then. Modern Prius hybrid batteries come with an 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty from Toyota. But real-world data shows the average battery lasting far beyond that threshold. Brake pads last longer because of regenerative braking. The engine runs fewer cycles because the electric motors handle a significant share of the work. The result is a vehicle that genuinely costs less to maintain over time than almost anything else on this list. Total cost of ownership studies consistently rank the Prius among the absolute lowest. When you factor in purchase price, fuel, maintenance, insurance, and depreciation, it's one of the most economical choices in the entire new car market. And in 2026, with gas prices volatile and maintenance costs rising across the board, that matters more than ever. The Toyota Prius is not just reliable. It's reliable, efficient, stylish, practical, and genuinely enjoyable to drive in a way that previous generations never were. It earns the #1 spot on this list, and it earns it convincingly. And there you have it, the 10 most reliable cars you can buy in 2026.